and their season Thursday against UCF at Pratt & Whitney Stadium at Rentschler Field in East Hartford, Connecticut. Game will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Will be televised on ESPNU. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you take a minute to tie up how your preseason went as you head into the season opener Thursday against UCF, please.
Okay. Well, I thought we've had a good preseason so far, and looking forward to playing on Thursday night. We're really as healthy as we can be at this point in time. We unfortunately lost Donovan O'Reilly, who was going to be our starting tailback during preseason with an ACL. But other than that, we're good to go, and we got a lot of young kids that are going to be playing for us this year, and that's always, that can be exciting and it can be challenging in the same breath. So looking forward to kicking it off and going against a quality opponent in UCF as they, undefeated from a year ago and return many good players, and so we'll have a tremendous challenge ahead of us, but an opportunity that we're looking forward to.
We'll take questions now for Coach Edsall, please. *1 on your telephone keypad will put you in the queue. The operator will introduce you. We can go right ahead with the first question, please.
We will now take our first question from Matt Marshall. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Coach, UCF returns, as you mentioned, a lot of players on offense, almost all their personnel, but they have a new coaching staff. What are you expecting to see out of this offense when you guys face them on Thursday?
Well, I would think that what we're going to see is what Josh, what Josh did at Missouri, because he's very comfortable with calling plays and implementing that system that he had there, and then I'm sure that there'll be some things that they will keep in their system from what they did there at UCF under Scott Frost, and because I'm sure that Mackenzie Milton, is comfortable with some things, and I'm sure that he's probably had some input into some of the things there. At least, I would make sure he had some of the input into some of the things there that he likes to do because he's an outstanding quarterback. So I think we can expect to see a little bit of both, but probably more of a flavor of what Josh did at Missouri, and then sprinkling in some of the concepts that they might have done with Scott there last year at UCF.
Is there, with this team, you're playing the team that's coming off a perfect 13-0 season. Does your team feel like if a win over this team could probably set the tone for the rest of the season?
Well, again, I think it's the first game of the season, and what you want to do is go out and play to the best of your ability. And if we were fortunate enough to gain a win, I think it would do a lot for our confidence. Because again, when you take a look at Central Florida and what they accomplished a year ago, being 13-0, and doing what they did, to me, it's very, very impressive. And if you have if you win that game against them this year, I think it says a lot about the direction that you want to go with your program.
Thank you, Coach.
We will now take our next question from Trace Trelico from Nightline. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Coach, how do you think your team is better equipped to handle UCF than a year ago?
Well, I think we're better offensively this year than what we were a year ago. I think we're bigger and stronger, up front. I think David Pindell is a year older. He played in that game last year. And really, when you look at that situation a year ago, it was 28-17 in the fourth quarter, about 14 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And, we weren't able to get some things done in the red zone last year, and we gave up too many big plays defensively in that game. But, we had them there down 11, with just under a quarter to go, and just weren't able to take advantage of some of the opportunities and do some of the things that we needed to do. We lost a lot on defense, but our guys are young and energetic and together, and so I'm anxious to see us play, but I think, we're going to be a better football team this year. How many we win or lose, that's what we're going to find out, and it all starts on Thursday night.
One more, you mentioned Thursday night. What are your thoughts on Thursday's season opener being a conference game?
I think it's good. The thing about it is, and here's the thing, this is all, college athletics is all driven by money. Let's not kid ourselves. And the money that TV pays everybody, they don't want all those non-conference games, or they don't want the FCS games that the FBS plays, those early games. So what they try to do now is to get these conference games early because it's better ratings and more people watching for the TVs who are paying all this money to the schools. So, it gives you a little bit more of a, when you open up with a UCF or you open up with a conference game, coming out of the box, that one's important because, everybody wants to win their division or win their conference to get into the, playing for the conference championship. So it does keep your kids motivated and keep your kids a little bit more on task throughout the spring, the summer, and then into the preseason.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this season.
Appreciate it.
Do you have any further questions for Coach Edsall, please? Star 1 on your telephone keypad, if so.
We will now take our next question from Andrew Doherty from Hero Sports. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Hey, Coach, I appreciate your time this morning. A handful of coaches have said that there could be a need for an FBS commissioner to oversee things that are best for the game of college football, for all 10 conferences, not what's best for an individual conference, best for a certain situation, scheduling, officiating, all that kind of stuff. Have you personally given any thought to an FBS commissioner? Any opinion on if you think a commissioner is necessary for the FBS?
I've kind of been in favor of that for a long time. I think we need somebody that's got that focuses all their attention on FBS football, from recruiting. He'd have to have a really big staff, because then it would be recruiting, it would be what's in the best interest of the health and welfare of the student athletes, competitiveness throughout all the conferences, all those things. I think it's been a long time without that. Everybody has their own agenda within their conferences in terms of what they want to do, how things are policed, everything that deals with college football. So I would be in total agreement with that, and it should be somebody that's going to, devote all their time to that, not where they're splitting time between being somebody on campus or involved with other sports or any of those things. I mean, this thing has gotten so big and so complex that we've outgrown the model that's been in place now for how many years. And to me, if it doesn't change, sooner or later it's going to implode. And I think we're seeing more and more things that are leading to that, and it's something that really has to change, because of, if we're really in this for the health, the safety, and the welfare of the student athletes and what is right. Because what's happened is, the old saying, money is the root of all evil, and all of a sudden it's more important about the money than it is about, the health, the safety, the welfare, and what's best for student athletes.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Have a good week.
All right.
Coach, thank you so much for your time this morning. We look forward to hearing from you again next Monday.